the way, Gotham is mine! I've come out of retirement to kick your ass. Huh? Yay! Batman did it! He's a Batman, not a bad man. He'll fight you, but won't deny you. He'll save you every step of the way. And I learned a lesson I won't soon forget. Bring it in, pal. Aww, that was stupid. Hey, remember a few years back when Justice League came out? And we all thought, you know what, it's pretty decent. Zack Snyder had to step away and Joss Whedon stepped in. Maybe too many cooks in the kitchen. But there was only one thing Justice League was missing. A studio audience laugh track. Hi, I'm Anthonix Maximus, bitching to you about movies because if you did something wrong the first time, you can always go back and redo it again. Isn't that right, Justice League? That's right. This week, we get the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Just to give you a quick background, when the movie first came out in 2017, it got some mixed reviews, but leaning a little bit towards the good. And a lot of it was because, well, let's face it, with Joss Whedon at the helm, taking over from Zack Snyder, who had to step away for a personal reason, it was more of a lighter tone. That may be appropriate for the Avengers, but not for the Justice League. I mean, sure, not every superhero on Earth needs to be so dark and grim like the Dark Knight. At the same time, Zack Snyder kind of already established a whole entire cinematic universe based off of darkness. Whether people liked it or not, it was already there. So having a Joss Whedon Justice League was a bit jarring, bit jokey, something you would get from the first two Avengers movies. My personal assessment of Joss Whedon is, personal on-set politics aside, I've never really been overly impressed with Joss Whedon. I mean, he's not a bad director, but I always found that his directing was more appropriate for television. He had the proper quips for television, but when it comes to film, it just doesn't hit right. I can't explain it, it just doesn't seem right. Now that Zack Snyder is back in the game, he's ready to tackle the DCEU once again. It's not just a director's cut, it's actually more of a remake. He actually got some of the actors to do reshoots for this film. He put in better digital effects, as far as I can tell from the trailers. I have yet to really sit through the 4-hour movie to know if it's going to be good or bad. I'm a DC fan, alright? I got my Justice League shirt here. I got my Justice League stuff back here. Yeah, there's a lot of Marvel that I love, but DC kind of has my heart. When people try to compare DC to Marvel, they say, oh, DC is too dark and grim. Not fun enough. And you know what? I like it that way. I like the DCEU as it is. I loved Man of Steel. I liked Batman v Superman. I can agree with some of the stuff that's said against Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, but for the most part, I actually love it. And funny enough, and as I'm saying this, I realize I probably could have taken this out of this review, but I promise there's a point to this. It doesn't always work when you have a dark element and you throw jokes in it. That's why Justice League got as much backlash as it did. That being said, sorry for taking so long. I just really had to cover it because it could have been worse. How worse? Ho-ho-ho! How about a variety show? Yeah, a Justice League variety show. Oh yeah, jokes, laughter, surprise appearance from random comedians. Yeah, that happened. That, my friends, is called Legends of the Superheroes. The 70s was a wacky era. A lot of variety shows. Thank you, Tony Orlando. If you grew up on a certain TV show decade prior, don't worry, it'll come back as a variety show. Isn't that right, Brady Bunch? This variety show, it's sort of kind of a reunion for the 1966 Batman series starring Adam West and Burt Ward. But now, they have their super friends. Wanting to emulate the success of the cartoon series Super Friends from Hanna-Barbera, NBC thought it would be a great idea to push a live-action superhero show get a wider audience. Our friends Hanna-Barbera released this special January 18th, 1979, with the second one being released a week later. And as I mentioned, the thing that makes this special special is that it did bring back Adam West and Burt Ward, reprising their roles as Batman and Robin. And not only that, we get Frank Gorshin to come back as the Riddler for one of those specials. So yeah, this was really the first time we got to see the Justice League, sort of. Long before Justice League of America in 1997. I did a review on that one as well. You can always look that up. I'll even leave it in the description below if I remember. Fortunately, because I reviewed that, I don't have to go too much into detail about the history of Justice League because I know you watched that, right? Better. And I'm not even going to have to go over the history of Batman because, my God, I went through a long history of him for the first Batman movie. I feel very confident I can just dive right into this, alright? Let's go! Shazam! We got Shazam again! Oh, I'm sorry, Captain Marvel. Back when we were allowed to call him Captain Marvel.
Against evildoers.
Green Lantern! Maybe he'll be better than the Green Lantern from the Justice League of America pilot. None of them will ever beat Ryan Reynolds, even if it was a bad movie. The hell, Hawkman? Who's the costume designer for this shit?
The Huntress fights a constant battle against crime and injustice.
It's the Huntress! No, not gonna show off anything, just gonna stand there, huh? Okay. Alright.
Wonder of the multitudes, the Flash! This crime fighter is swifter than the speed of light, fleeter than the rapidity of thought.
And the Flash! Wow! And he can move in 2 directions! Oh my God!
The ability to generate earth-shattering sound waves, the Black Canary fights a relentless battle against criminal injustice.
Yeah, sure. That's how Black Canary works. Okay, alright. So far we got Huntress and Black Canary, 2 characters from Birds of Prey. I also did that review in the description below too. You know, if you want to check it out. If you want to be cool.
Robin, the Boy Wonder, is Batman's crime-fighting companion.
And here is Burt Ward playing Batman's ward. And look, this time around, he's not wearing tights. He has freshly shaved legs. But I gotta say, he did more gymnastics in that scene than he did in the whole entire 1960s, so yay. I mean, I would hope so. Burt Ward was actually very good at karate, which is why he squared off against Bruce Lee, even though he was scared shitless filming that.
His disguise strikes terror into the criminal heart. Batman, the Caped Crusader, has pledged his life to fighting the forces of evil.
Batman! Batman! Although, the costume designer, she actually just made the costume from memory. If you notice with this Batman, you'll notice his mask, his cowl, is not exactly tucked into his cape like it was in the 60s show. It's just kind of flopping out on the outside because the costume designer made all this from memory, and it turned out that the cowl did not fit Adam West properly. She didn't get the proper measurements. I'm saying she because I didn't get the name, they only referred to her as she. But, you know, we can let that go. A little over a decade of Batman being Batman, you can't expect him to have the same costume, so let's just kind of roll with the fact that it's just that kind of continuity where, you know, time passes, got a new outfit. I mean, Adam West could have used his original costume, but let's just say that costume has seen so much sexual action that it's probably been worn out by now. Oh. But did you notice something? There's no Superman, nor is there a Wonder Woman. Why? Because we already had Superman in Superman the movie, and we also had Wonder Woman on her own show. And at the time, well, they had that rule of if a character shows up in one medium or another show, they cannot cross over into this. Those were the rules. It would confuse the audience, apparently. But I shouldn't have to tell you that because I know you saw my Justice League of America review. Because you're such a good Anthonix Maximus.
The arch enemies of our superheroes have gathered to hatch a diabolical plot to destroy the world.
Ooh, it's their version of the Legion of Doom. Not the Wrestling Brothers. I'm talking about the Legion of Doom from DC, guys. Come on, keep up. Ah, yes, look at them sitting next to each other. Long before the days of 2020 when we were all able to have meetings in the same room. And not only that, but we sat in a row on the same side, never looking across at each other. Just sat on the same side for no reason.
I'm Audru, Master of the Universe!
I believe the only Master of the Universe is He-Man. Thank you. Unless Skeletor wins, then Skeletor. Thank you.
I said order!
I don't believe that laugh was genuine, audience. And also, it's kind of weird that in this version, instead of Lex Luthor being in charge, it's Mordru. Look, he's one of those obscure villains that actually has no business being here because he's a villain from the future. A wizard from the future. Not sure why he is leading this, but they're not going to explain it to us in this show. So, whatever. Can't get Lex Luthor because blah blah blah, he's in a movie. So, fine, we'll just deal with evil Santa Elf.
Riddler?
Roll call! Riddle me this! What humanoid creature was spawned in a swamp and is feared far and wide for his brute strength?
Frank Gorshin! Say what you like about Jim Carrey's Riddler, but that Riddler would be nothing without Frank Gorshin.
Hey, Solomon Grundy. He's calling you.
How I know? He talks funny!
Know the Riddler? That's the way he talks.
Oh god, you're gonna find out that these villains are actually very grating because the people who play the villains are actually old vaudeville comedians. And my gosh, none of them shut the hell up. So we got Solomon Grundy, got a very over-the-top Sinestro, we got Giganta, and Dr. Savannah, who is a Shazam villain. That's pretty interesting, right? You got two Mark Strong villains sharing the stage, Sinestro and Dr. Savannah.
Weather Wizard.
A Flash villain, who I'm very sure was the inspiration for the bad guy in the Justice League of America TV pilot. Oh, and look, Dr. Savannah unleashed his plan.
Behold, my fellow villains!
A bomb. It's a bomb.
And we will leave some clues.
Kind of comment, why is it when Riddler is trying to call names, everyone wants to attack him? You're on the same side, assholes. And another thing, villains. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the whole entire Justice League, they're not your enemy. Your greatest enemy is yourselves. It's true. You guys have a bomb, and if this bomb actually works, why do you want to leave clues? That is a very Riddler mistake. Riddler can't help himself but to leave clues. He likes the challenge. But it seems in this, all the villains want to mess with the superheroes. And why? You have a bomb, you can rule the world right now. Don't set it for an hour. Just do it. You guys are your own worst enemies.
Right, give them the French clues.
Frickin' Frank Gorshin, for God's sakes. Either wear the mask or don't. Just don't put it on your forehead. Oh, and also, if you'll notice, they kind of gave him a whole new outfit as well. They gave him a belt this time. I won't go too much and spoil anything for the 1966 Batman series because at some point I actually do want to review that movie. Frank Gorshin is the reason why the Riddler wears what he wears today. Because he didn't like wearing tights, they gave him a suit. And that's why most times now the Riddler has a suit. Here, I don't know, I guess they convinced him to wear the tights again. And here we are with our heroes at their own Hall of Justice. And not at all the same exact set as the villain's lair. Go Justice League! Oh, by the way, you'll learn that they're not actually called the Justice League. And for some reason, they're not even called Super Friends. So, as I mentioned in the Batman review, America was going through a weird time. It usually does, right? But at this time, in the 70s, there was this whole past Vietnam feeling of any kind of angst against authority. So Apparently, the word justice was a bit triggering and would actually turn off people from being really too involved with the Justice League. So that's why they were addressed in the cartoon as the Super Friends, and here as simply the superheroes.
Fellow superheroes, or in deference to the ladies, super persons, look out.
Stop trying to be woke, Batman. I mean, heroes is a non-gender word. I mean, yeah, I guess there's heroes and heroine, but because of the drug, I think we all just kind of stuck with heroes for all genders. So knock it off.
Pay tribute to one of our former colleagues.
Puma Man? Yes, right now the superheroes are retiring a man who they dubbed Retired Man.
I wish you'd quit calling me Retired Man. I want people to remember me by my old name.
Scarlet Cyclone.
That's it.
Oh god, I hate you already, Retired Man. Because he's retired, he gotta look super old.
I can't read that without my glasses.
And the makeup job, they make him look like Jerry Blankstad from Strangers with Candy.
Oh. Well, then I can read it.
Not funny, 1979. Knock it off with the variety show.
Holy interruption! There's something coming in over the message center.
Oh, bring it here, laddie booby.
Adam West, we spent decades trying to break away from the whole Batman and Robin relationship joke. Stop. Don't call him that. Don't call him Bat Booty. Don't do that.
Stop it. In 50 minutes, the world will be destroyed.
Where is this doomsday device?
I don't know.
Okay, first of all, high cleavage. Second, why is the audience laughing at that? All Batman said was, I don't know. Help me out here. If you lived in the 70s, explain to me what you thought was funny. Please.
Superheroes, disperse!
Disco with Batman. Ah yes, the Batmobile, back when it was easy to break into. And that's not the same Batmobile from the TV series. It looks like they just took a regular car and they didn't even do a real paint job on it. It looks like instead of getting it properly painted, they just took a bucket of paint and painted over it. You know what? If you don't have money to do this show, just don't. Sinestro, you were a former, for a lack of better term, an intergalactic cop. You have powers. Great use of your abilities, really. Really. Yep. That's Green Lantern. He has a power ring that can actually make him do many things like flight, but yeah, sure. Turn invisible. That helps too. Might as well wear this ring too, huh? Yeah. I'm already more qualified than this guy. I know that was being a smartass, but I think I actually am more qualified. See, Black Canary. At least she actually has a motorcycle that she drives. That's actually more on point.
Could it be the superheroes that finally met their match? Don't go away.
I love that it's a DVD, but they still put in commercial breaks.
Alice, girl, you won't believe what I just saw.
Marsha Warfield of Night Court, what are you doing here?
This guy with funny ears and a cape. Yeah, and he's with this little dude in hot pants and leprechaun shoes.
And why are you describing him like that? Batman and Robin must have been around in your world for well over a decade. You have to know who they are.
Loose part.
Are you sure you're a licensed mechanic?
And Solomon Grundy is wearing a hat, but they don't know it's Solomon Grundy because he's wearing a hat. These are the same people that don't know Clark Kent is Superman because of the glasses.
Say so right here. Solomon Grundy. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, Grundy.
Batman is gonna take on Solomon Grundy. Longtime enemies finally facing off. Yeah, we're gonna bring in disco now for reasons. How are you gonna bring in the 1960s Batman and not do the pow? I mean, that's kind of like the signature Adam West Batman thing. And look, if you're a variety show, you might as well just go all the way and just include those stupid things too. God, I hate the special.
Good trick, Batman. Now he thinks you're hurt.
Robin, help him. You can fight Bruce Lee. Why not take on this zombie gangster?
We'll meet again, Grundy.
Are
I be waiting.
What? I mean, I'm not saying Grundy should win, but Grundy is letting him walk away. Look, I get it. You guys like to play the mind games with the riddles and the puzzles and stuff, but do you want to destroy the world or not? You want to slow them down or not? What is this back and forth? Pick a lane and go with it. Alright, thank you for the question mark ask. Can we see the riddle, please?
What's this?
You know what makes Riddler special is the fact that Batman is the world's greatest detective, so only he should have the mind to decipher the riddles of the Riddler. Not the Green Lantern, who just bamps his way in and out of things, apparently.
Find your fortune. Saving the world is up to you. Find your fortune. That's the clue.
Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, the man who can use his ring to fly. Yeah, let's just walk in the field. It's not like you have a bomb that's going to explode in less than an hour.
Fortune! Can you tell me where I'm supposed to go? Go?
Oh, good. Sinestro's now looking like Jamie Farr disguised in MASH.
Obviously a burglar de long range.
I'm not a burglar.
Well, then give my regards to Tonto.
Time is running out.
Yes, time is running out. It's also running out of my patience. And it's kind of weird that Sinestro is referencing Lone Ranger, considering the fact that Lone Ranger is an ancestor of the Green Hornet, who has battled Batman. You would think it's some kind of weird canon thing, but no, I'm pretty sure these people are friggin' incompetent enough to just go with that joke.
You're Sinestro.
Right, Green Lantern.
Finally! We're gonna see Green Lantern versus Sinestro. Or at least Green Lantern versus Rita Repulsa. Off, the both of you.
Nothing I can do but keep looking.
We have a segment where Batman and Robin are looking for a new car, and the Weather Wizard is using his powers to disguise himself as a used car salesman. Come on, writers, were you fired from SNL? Is that what happened? You tried submitting these jokes to Saturday Night Live, and they said, "Get the hell out of my office." So you decided you'd just put the jokes into this. Is that what happened? Be real.
But this was driven by my own mom. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, the church.
Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Yeah, those are bingo nights.
Okay, as much as I just got through talking shit, I have to say, even though he's not the weather wizard that he's supposed to be, this weather wizard is actually very charismatic. He's probably, aside from Adam West and Burt Ward, of course, this guy's actually kind of my favorite character in the whole entire special.
Automobile is the second biggest purchase a person makes in his lifetime. Next to his home, of course.
Oh, for f***'s sake, Batman, you're rich! Who cares?
You gotta try the heater.
The heater? It's the middle of summer.
Watch this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Weather Wizard actually did something sort of weather-related. He qualifies. Oh, after all that, they ended up getting a motorcycle and a sidecar. You know, come on. Tony, you're a DC fan, you're a DC fan, you're a DC fan, you're a DC fan.
What do you mean, when am I coming home for dinner? I wouldn't leave here for $1 million.
Marsha Warfield, call the friggin' cops!
Now we see Hawkman fly!
Look, you know what? If I was doing a production and that was what I had for a costume for my Hawkman, I wouldn't even give him that much screen time. Oh my god! In 1979, gas was $63.90 or $66.90 for flight fuel, whatever the hell that is.
Hello?
That is not how the canary cry works. Doesn't make her sound louder. It just, you know, I'm sorry. I'm trying real hard. I'm trying real hard not to sound like a Redditor right now, so I'll just shut up. But, Okay, Solomon Grundy captured those two. I don't know why he couldn't just do that to Batman and Robin, but he's actually making the most strides of all the villains. Although, I would still say Weather Wizard is pretty close. He's trying to kill Batman and Robin with a motorcycle.
As you can see, I've been expecting you.
Oh, good. Some more demo reel material for vaudeville comedian actors. Ha ha ha. Okay, so it's kind of cool that we got Shazam in this because at the time, Captain Marvel, because Shazam, Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call him at this time, he wasn't really part of DC quite yet. He was actually part of Fawcett. There's a whole lawsuit that included them and DC because, well, let's face it, Shazam is the stand-in for Superman. Same powers, the only difference is that Superman's an alien and Shazam is magic. Which if those two fought, okay, I'm going ahead of myself here, but basically, yeah, if those two fought, it'd be kind of equal grounds just for the fact that Superman's weakness is kryptonite and magic. But here we get to see him dealing with a psychiatrist who is the Riddler in disguise.
My real name is Billy Batson.
Okay, well, you can tell that he's a kid in a grown man's body because he just told the Riddler his true identity. Will it play any part in this? Nope, not at all. Don't worry about it. Forget all about it. I guess the difference with this Captain Marvel is that he's not going to be triggered when someone tells him to smile. Topico. I'm going to fast forward through this because as you can tell, the villain's plot to slow down the heroes are actually slowing me down too. It's working quite well, too well, so I have to fast forward.
Did you find out anything? Yes, the villain's hideout is at a lake.
Especially when you mentioned something about the island.
My God, am I thinking the Birds of Prey TV show version of Black Canary is more accurate than this? Well, I know Huntress is more accurate because this Huntress hasn't done shit.
Perfect. In this way, I stripped all of the superheroes of their powers.
Dr. Savannah, everyone. But you know what? He did provide a voice to many of the cartoon characters, so...
Lost my superpowers.
I guess that's somewhat competent, considering that Dr. Savannah forced Captain Marvel to drink his piss and took away his powers. Well, I mean, you didn't really lose your superpowers. If you did, you would turn back into a boy. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I really am giving too much backstory to this piece of shit. I am so sorry. I'm in the wrong. Okay. If that many superheroes are passing right through your picnic, friggin' move, you too! And by the way, that's the first time we ever see the Flash in live action, and my God, that is the shittiest speeding effect. It's not even speeding at this point, it's actually just like Green Lantern just popping up here and there. Oh no, Dr. Savannah made Green Lantern drink his piss too! So apparently that takes the power away from the ring. Please make this make sense. I get it now, I get it. DC was at the time making more money than Marvel. That's always been the problem with DC. DC always thinks they get to do whatever they want because they made more money than Marvel. That's why they slacked on making movies. That's why they slacked off on making any kind of franchise. So when Marvel came around and began making their whole Marvel Cinematic Universe and made more money than DC, then that is where DC starts crumbling, and that's why they were forced to create their own cinematic universe, and that is how they ended up with the half-ass made Justice League movie that came out years ago. The pathetic thing is, the greatest battle scene in this whole entire special is Batman chasing Mordru on jet skis. That's the action right there, folks. I'm not sure who to root for, because this is one of those cases where whoever wins, we lose.
This tastes kind of funny. Get that stuff.
From this bottle.
My formula.
Holy shit. Sometimes you don't need the heroes to defeat the villains. Leave it to the incompetents to do it to themselves.
I was ready for that, Grundy.
And now that the villains are as powerless as the heroes, they're on equal ground of fighting. Oh, real nice, Burt Ward, calling us the asshole. You too, pal.
That all you want? Well, it's up there.
It's up there!
I guess this is close of Batman interacting with the Riddler, or should I say Adam West interacting with Frank Gorshin, as we're gonna get. I think the only reason why Frank Gorshin is in this special is because he's actually was Adam West's best friend. Both of these guys would actually hang out after filming the Batman series. They would just go out and just pick up all the chicks they can get. Not a joke. These guys were really freaking horny in the 60s. So long story short, they stopped the bomb.
I'm here to save the world.
And that was the special called The Challenge. And I would love to say that's the end, but it's not. There's one more episode, one more special left. And yeah, we're gonna cover it now because I am not coming back to cover this shit again. So we're gonna watch The Roast.
Our dauntless heroes have been summoned for an evening of special tribute. So if there is any call for their super services tonight, forget it.
So if you need help, the narrator says go yourself.
On behalf of superheroes everywhere, oh, and superheroines, or super persons if you prefer.
Oh yeah, you laugh at Batgirl for wanting equal pay.
Same job, same employer means equal pay for men and women.
No time for jokes, Batgirl.
But you're totally cool with the whole title thing. Thanks.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon, my friends. He's gonna host this roast. You don't know who Ed McMahon is, do you? I'm showing my age, aren't I? Star Search? No, you don't know that either, huh? Guy with the giant check? No, you don't know that either, huh? Am I speaking to the right audience, or is this just kind of going right over your head? It's going right over your head, isn't it? Huh? And I'm old and I'm about to die soon and I haven't really accomplished much with my life. And what am I doing here? I should be in Hollywood, but instead I'm making these reviews at like, what? Oh my god, like 3 in the morning? Oh, I'm really far behind. And let's... okay. Back to the review.
I haven't seen people dressed like this since I had lunch at Alice Cooper's house.
You have to get that joke, right, Alice Cooper? He was in Wayne's World. You have to know that, right? Please?
Look at all those capes. This looks like Truman Capote's closet, doesn't it?
You know those gay writers, they own a lot of capes.
Some heavy rain right over there.
Jeez, the Weather Wizard is doing more in this special than he did in the last one.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that lovely warm welcome.
It's still more charismatic, though. He's defeated by rain. Let's move along.
Don't regret what you're doing here today.
You're right. I do regret what I'm doing here today.
Mama! Oh, Sonny!
Pat Carroll. She's been in many things over the decades, including the Andy Griffith Show and other old shows. But you best probably know her as the voice of Ursula, the Sea Witch from The Little Mermaid. You have to get that, right? Because if you don't get that reference, I am calling Child Protective Services on your parents.
Now, sit down, straighten your beak.
Gee, I wonder, is this going to involve a lot of bird jokes?
Finally, he shows up on Thanksgiving. Says hello to the turkey and leaves. Tip-off should have been when he...
Hold on. The camera just got knocked. You want to edit that or do another take? Yeah, is that the level of competency you want for your piece of shit special? Yeah?
Ghetto Man!
Ghetto Man! As I said in the first special, Weather Wizard was the best character. In this special, he's blown out of the water by Ghetto Man. Down with your bad self, Batman.
And I'm sorry, but we don't feel the Green Lantern qualifies as colored people.
Sorry, this is a little geek factoid here, but I'm laughing at this because it touches to real life where, well, it took a Green Lantern comic to address issues with black minorities. Kind of weird how that hits just right.
He gets his power from a ring, right? We got a hero just like that. We call him Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, I actually love this guy, Brad Sanders. He is the, I guess, token black guy of this superhero show, but it's kind of funny because decades later he would actually make an appearance in an episode of Black Lightning. But no, I love this guy, Brad Sanders. And I appreciate this because it was introduced to me by Brad Jones, the cinema snub. He was the voice of Tequila and Benetti. We need more Brad Sanders, seriously.
Oh, man. Dig y'all later.
You know, if this roast had more funny comedians like Brad Sanders, I would actually enjoy the special. It would actually make the whole entire experience I'm having right now forgivable. Really.
Dr. Savannah!
No, I am Dr. Savannah.
Hi, Dr. Savannah. Let's get this over with.
Cheers.
This guy is an embarrassment. And where is his 8-ball? Fun? How much longer for this piece of shit?
Right this way. Right.
Okay, I'm not dealing with this old bastard. Let's fast forward.
It's Roto-Rooter.
The DC world has so many reporters. But yeah, let's make up a new one. But it's not all that bad because playing her is June Gable, who would go on to play Estelle in Friends.
Exclusive interview with the Atom and his secret love.
We've even set the date.
The actress playing Giganta is actually Alicia Brevard. Alicia Brevard is actually transgender. Had the operation in 1965. Now, you gotta admit, even for 1979, that was really progressive. Way progressive for its time. To have such a dynamic on screen like that, and no one really draws any attention to it. It's just there as a matter of fact. In fact, I'm calling it out more than the show does. Yeah, that's very progressive of this special. So I would actually go ahead and qualify this as a fun fact. Say it with me, folks. Fun fact.
Sent me to park the Batmobile.
Yes, go on.
Honest, I never even saw that truck.
That's a plot point. Robin totaled the Batmobile.
Yours totaled?
I'm sorry, Batman.
Wait till you see what I'm gonna do to you when I get you back to the Batcave.
Batman just threatened the life of Robin. So it wasn't the Joker that killed a Robin. It was a Batman that killed a Robin.
Solomon Grundy.
We're cool if I just fast forward through this, right? It's just Solomon Grundy grunting and poking at Ed McMahon, right? I'm gonna fast forward. A Green Lantern finally killed him. That's what I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume Green Lantern killed him. Just let me believe. I need this.
Aunt Minerva.
Da, 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 da.
Get out here, McMahon! Me and Stretch here are getting married.
Keep in mind, he is a 13-year-old in a man's body. This is getting statutory.
Shazam!
Look, she's hot. Now everyone wants her. This is just like Batman and Robin with Poison Ivy. See, it's because of this shit is the reason why the bar was set so low. DC didn't really have to do much to impress us. Problem is, DC wasn't really trying, were they? They had the script for Batman and Robin, and they're like, you know what? At least it's not Legends of the Superheroes. And that's why we got stuck with that movie. Thank you.
Forget it, Shorty. Who needs you?
I hate to be that guy, but imagine if the sexes were changed. Now, would you find it still funny?
Our next villain is the most black-hearted sorcerer in this world or any other.
Is it the producer of this? My God. Shredder from the Coming Out of the Shell tour has more dignity than this.
I need music! And you heard that first!
Who thinks Sorcerer is cute?
Oh yeah, great. Variety show. Someone sing. You guys know you don't have to invite the villains to your roast, right? Pie in the face from Batman. Mordru tried to kill you all, but pie in the face, that got him.
It looks like justice has triumphed once again.
No wonder why Frank Miller decided to make Batman violent.
Good night. And Kari!
Hey, anyone watching this in the future? If you're wondering how Anthonix became a supervillain, this is his origin story. My God, people like to say Batman and Robin is the most embarrassing Batman thing ever, but I disagree. This is it. This is the pinnacle. Hell, there have been many stupid-ass things that happened in the 1960s, Batman, but my God, this takes the dumbass cake. Oh. This isn't internet fake rage either. Some of these movies will drive a guy to this point. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm about to crack. I feel like I'm the Joker. Why, this special is so bad. Even Frank Gershen's Riddler didn't even show up for the second episode. My God. They never made this into a Blu-ray. And I say, keep it that way. Jesus. Well, if your eyes and your ears didn't bleed from this review, please like and subscribe. And ring the bell for notifications for some more reviews. In the meantime, I'm gonna pick up drinking. With that said, I hope Ghetto Man shows up in the new Justice League. Batman, my man, yeah! Batman's our hero, gonna bring pollution down to zero. No, wait, that's Captain Planet. Who I singing about? Oh yeah! Batman!